Where have you traveled? Where have you been? My tough weather friend, my childhood twin. Oh, what do I tell you? Where to begin? I've spent time without and spent time within. A revelation's gonna come. Tell me your story, tell me your tale. My castaway friend, leave out no detail. I've raced through the meadow.
So let me give you the names of the musicians, just so you know, and I could do any follow-up with email for you as well, so it's not a... And Walter Kennel here is a lead singer, keyboard, accordion. And then Dante DeLemos is guitars, quattro. He's a multi-talented musician, lead singer as well as the string guitars, like I said, guitars, and even plays violin. He taught himself violin for one of the songs. It's amazing. And then after that, you've got Susan Darmiento, and Susan sings lead and background vocals. Okay, then Willie Colon. Willie is a bass player and background vocals. You've got Joseph Human, Human, my brother actually, plays. Yeah, he plays harmonica and occasionally lends himself to vocals on stage. Background. Then you've got George LaGrange. George is a rhythm guitar player. And then finally, Joe Conoscenti, and Joe's the drummer and percussionist.
Well, actually, it's a fairly new group as American Nomads. We were known as DRW before, simply because it started off kind of small. Basically, Richard, myself, Walter, and Dante. We just started recording. We brought on a drummer, Sammy Marandino, who played with numerous established artists.
Yeah, 15 gold or platinum records. He's been, big time.
He's currently with Kinky Boots with Cyndi Lauper. So we started recording and started getting some momentum, a little interest. We brought in Stuart Lerman, who is a well-known producer, also to do about 5 songs for us on the last CD. And then we got Joe Vulpes involved in Sing Revelations Are Gonna Come. And basically we decided to add more members to start performing live. And there it is. Right now at this point we have 7 people in the band.
I would say experience is funny enough, the experience of veteran musicians, and as well as the hunger still of a young musician. I mean, the age, we span a gamut of ages here, but people are hungry, and we're taking it as if we're just 16-year-old Liverpool Beatles, like the way they attack the world, and that's how we feel about what we're doing right now. The same exact thing. Yeah,
we're all about just creating that energy to get the song to sound the best it can, and we like everybody's influence. So we also like to get like a 20-year-old's opinion on something, also, because we don't want to get into our own style of music all the time. So we experiment, we try to get the best we can out of a song.
Well, the truth is, Robert, with 7 guys, we can't agree on what to drink next, you know what I mean? But no.
Yeah, I mean, when we have a lot of faith in Joe, so basically what he's telling us is what's out there, what the industry wants, and of course you have to listen to what he says, and he changed the song slightly and shortened it, but everything was tasteful, everything meant something, so we had no problem at all. The
truth is, I'm joking, walking into it, we actually said to Joe, we trust you 100%, do what you do, we will not say a word, and we have not, you know what I mean? We actually walked in with that. Yeah. And gave him free reign as to what he wanted to do, which he did. Yeah. We could not, 7,000 spins in a few weeks on the radio or worldwide, come on. How can you go wrong?
He actually did a couple of mixes, and every time he did a mix, he sent it to us, and so we can comment, give our opinion, if we want more of something, less of something, whatever. So everything was, it was great working with him. There was not one glitch, not one problem, not one controversy. We have a mutual respect, which is great. The chemistry is really good. I mean, we'll argue occasionally during rehearsal and point of view on chord changes or something, or harmonies, but everything good. I mean, it's good because it keeps you fresh. It's better to have 7 opinions than 1, I believe, on a song. And then I would say most of the time the song comes out really great with everybody's influence in it, and we bring out the best we can. What happens when you're writing a song, a lot of times you can't be a genius all the time. So a lot of times, I remember last year for about 4 months I just couldn't write anything because I sort of went into a rut. So everything starts to sound the same. Every chord changes the same. The lyrics sound the same, and you say, "Oh my God, I think I said it all already," and I think I expressed everything I had to, And so sometimes it's best to just let it go, and then you get other people's influence, input, suggestions, and all of a sudden you feel, "Oh yeah, I never thought of that," and yeah, that's that's a great idea. I like that chord, and that's something again because sometimes you can be your worst enemy. You're in your own world, so it's better to let other people in, and people, of course, who you like and respect, to influence your music and put it on the right track. It depends on the song. Sometimes Richard would write a lyric sheet and send it to me, and I would go, "Oh wow, this is great. I love the subject matter." So right away I get inspired, and I like to try to get the melody for the hook, because the hook or the chorus for me is the most important thing, because that's what people go away humming, singing, remember it an hour later. "Oh, I can't get that song out of my mind." It's always the chorus, it's the hook, it's those few lines that always stay with you. So I always stress that, and so Richard comes out with these great lyrics and choruses, so it's up to me and Dante and other members to put it together and bring it forward and make it say something, make it shine.
And it is true too, because I'd like to also stress that there is, again, I would have said this even if it weren't Liverpool, but there is kind of a Beatles thing happening where Walter and Dante write things separately as well. So there are 2 different points of view as well on the albums. Yeah. There's like a Walter song and a Dante song, and they kind of find their way into the albums and on stage, and whoever writes that particular song. I'm just doing the lyrics, Walter does lyrics, and Dante does too, he adds to them. But on stage and in this stuff, so you'll know a Walter song because Walter's singing that song, lead vocal, and a Dante song that he's singing lead vocal. So there are very interesting points of view on an album. It's not just one, and then you've got Susan too. Of course, Susan will do lead vocals or whatever as well for some particular songs as well.
Yeah.
So it really is a mix of things and different points of view. Excellent. Absolutely, and that's how we do it. And by the way, just so you know, the writing process is I write about 10 to 15 songs for every 1 or 2 that gets turned into a song. Walter writes a bunch, and even the ones that we write and go all the way to like recording stage will not always make the album. There's a lot of a lot of B-sides, C, D, E, and F as well. You know?
We're pretty critical on our music. Yeah. We just, if it sounds tired, we'll say, it's tired.
Or just doesn't fit in that particular set.
It's like sounds like a line, just doesn't go anywhere. So we're pretty good with that. We'll say, on to the next song.
The process is kind of like I said, Walter said, I kind of do some lyrics, give it to Walter and Dante. They kind of like approach it from their point of view. Then Walter and Dante get together, start to hash it out. Then they introduce it to the rest of the band. Along the way, there's these amazing steps of energy and creativity and excitement all along the way. Yeah. Up until it goes to the band, and then the band, and then you work out all the details. And the first time they play live is the best.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard, the whole process, because sometimes in your mind you think, oh, the song sounds great, you know, and you're living with it for a couple of weeks, and then when you play it in front of somebody, it kind of sounds different. All of a sudden it has a different perspective, you know, and like all of a sudden gets fuzzy, and you know, it's very hard, and you do have an ego and you do have feelings, you know, so you really have to keep that in perspective, and like I said, just, you know, have confidence and just keep it going. Sometimes you get a song, you start it and just kicks right away. The basics are correct, you know, the feel is right, so it progresses much quicker, you know. If you don't start that initial basic properly, later on down the road you say, you know what, oh, that bass is not right, or it just doesn't feel right, you know. I guess it's a whole process from beginning to end, and hopefully at the end it sounds great. So again, you know, it's difficult, and but that's the way it is, and we enjoy it.
Well, that was one where it started out with me writing lyrics. I got this vibe in my studio, art studio, of you know, like I've said this before, but it's a story of two people from a small village somewhere, not necessarily where. Maybe it's also semi-autobiographical as well, where one person stays in the small village his whole life, and another person goes out into the world, and he, after living his whole entire life, comes back as an old man, and they're talking to each other. You know, where have you traveled? Where have you been? And then the person answers that, I've done this. I've fought Ahab's great whale. I've done this. And the story is about that. It's about somebody staying behind, another person fighting, but he retires from this life of fighting the world, comes back and tells his story. And in the end, he fears that a revelation, meaning the end of his life, the end is going to come, is what it's about.
It was great. Again, it was a little tied up on stage, but, you know, we sold it out. It was great. You know, and we were very appreciative of everybody who came and supported us, and
lots of energy. And we recorded it, so we're editing now some recordings from it. Professionally had it, you know, recorded, videotaped, and we're going to you'll see things thrown up on the website and social media for that as well.
Yeah,
but it was seriously could not have been better. It was just amazing, you know.
It was great.
Yeah, I agree. And we got another gig. We're booking a gig now in Brooklyn. So there's a lot of things coming up. It's a big things happening right now.
By the way, Robert, we'd love to play in England, so
exactly.
Set up a little pub for us, and you know, we'll buy you dinner.
We'll play the cavern.
We're trying to keep it going with the same genre, you know, of our particular sound. You know, we have another song I think will probably be our next release. It's called A Dogtooth Band.
Let me step in. Here's the reason why. Because Walter's very humble and he's a gentleman. Walter's a true gentleman. You should put that in the thing, right? Seriously. I wrote lyrics to a song. Walter wrote the music, and it's kick ass. It's unbelievable, actually. It's called Dogtooth Bend, and it is really brings down the house. People don't know the song. First time it was played was live at the gig, and the whole house rocked out from it. And that's the song I think we're going to go to next. Yeah. And you know, when the time comes, not now because we're still pushing the life of Revelation, but Dogtooth is called Dogtooth Bend. We would like to accomplish basically what we're doing right now. Hopefully this is going to take off with a record, to have our song go someplace and mean something. So I think that we get the credit I think we deserve. You know, everybody paid their dues. I think we have something to offer. I think our music is good. Lyrics are great. So strong messages in the song, melodies, and I think we have something to offer. We just like to get some attention, do some touring. Love to come to Europe. Love to come to England, Germany, Italy, what have you. We're into it. It's all about the music for us, and making people happy. And also 7 different color Ferraris, one for each, one for each member of the band, and me. That would be 8 actually. Would go to easiest is www.americannomadsband.com. Americannomadsband.com would be the starting point. From there, you could find us on Twitter. You could find us on Facebook. You could find us on Instagram. SoundCloud, so you'll be able to locate us
Yeah.
on all these different social media. But go to www.americannomadsband.com.
Thank
So
you, Rob.
much. Wonderful to speak with you.
Thank you so
And
much.
we'll be in touch. We'll be in touch via email. Okay.
Revelation's gonna come.